Good morning.
Good morning.
And thank you for joining us today. I'm Brian Dupro, Chairman of the SAGE Commission, which, as you probably know, was officially gazetted just a couple of weeks ago. We've been working hard since then to get ourselves organized. Today, I'm pleased to introduce the individuals who will lead the work we're going to be doing over the next 6 months. We set up 4 committees to support the Commission's review of government. Each committee chair is here with us this morning. Dame Jennifer Smith will chair the Streamline Committee. Tom Conyers will chair the Measurement and Metrics Committee. Martha Dismont will chair the Performance Committee. And Henry Smith will chair the Privatization and Outsourcing Committee. I want to thank each of these dedicated Bermudians for giving their time and talent to this important exercise. We have a tight time frame to complete our review, so they have a lot of work to do by our deadline of October the 1st. I'm already impressed with the energy they're bringing to this task. They understand, as does each member of the Commission, that Bermuda's in a dire financial situation. Something has to be done to get us out of this untenable position we're in. Each of the committees has a specific area of focus. The Streamline Committee will review, assess, and recommend a redesign for the organizational structure of the government. This may include streamlining, consolidating, or eliminating redundant and unnecessary areas that have overlapping missions. The Measurement and Metrics Committee will identify metrics and performance targets and other means for measuring efficiencies and enhancing accountability to the public. The Performance Committee will identify operational improvements aimed at cost effectiveness and improved services quality. This may include shared services, enhanced use of information technology, and changes in the way the services are delivered. And the Privatization and Outsourcing Committee will identify government services that might be provided more efficiently and effectively by the private sector. Each committee chair is currently finalizing the members of their committees. The membership of these committees will be broadly representative of the Bermuda community. We also wanted to let you know that a website has been launched at sagecommission.bm to explain the objectives of the SAGE Commission, provide a schedule for Commission activity, and invite submissions from the public. And we've also created a Facebook page. We've created a portal on the website that provides for confidential submissions. We'll be having public meetings next month for anyone who wants to come and share their suggestions. We'll also meet with anyone in private if that's their preference. Our commitment to be transparent and inclusive, that's our commitment to be transparent and conclusive as we tackle this review. We can't do this review by ourselves. We need everyone's help. We want to hear from anyone who has an idea about how to make government more modern, efficient, and accountable. We believe that some of the best ideas for how to create a modern, efficient, and accountable government are likely to come from government employees and from the public. We want to acknowledge the time and effort it will take for innovative ideas to be submitted to the Commission, so we've set up an awards program. These financial rewards, which have been donated by the private sector, are meant to serve as an incentive as well as a public recognition of the manner in which the Bermuda community pulled together to help secure Bermuda's future. 4 awards, each with a value of $2,500, will be awarded to the best idea coming from an employee of the government, a member of the public, a young person between the ages of 18 and 25, and a youth under the age of 18. An award of $10,000 will be given to the best submission overall. I'd like to conclude by saying we're just beginning what will be a comprehensive review of how our government works. There have been other reviews of government, but we believe this is the first in which everyone can participate if they want to. Let's do this together so that our children and our grandchildren and our great-grandchildren inherit a country that functions at the highest level for the greater good. Bermuda has always been proud of its reputation for excellence. We built superior tourism and international business industries, both of which will benefit if this review is effective. Why shouldn't we have the best government in the world? Let's aim high. We can do this if we pull together. Thank you, and now I'll take any questions you may have.
For the chair, how are you going to convince convince Bermudians that this isn't just another talking shop, that there's going to be something tangible come out of this?
Well, yeah, there is a will, a political will that's required. I mean, it's our responsibility to make recommendations. That's the only authority we have. And so, we want to make sure that we make recommendations that are implementable, doable, both short-term and long-term. But it does require a will to do it. And I think that means that everybody in Bermuda has to step in and express that is the will of the people.
It's obvious that the commission is looking at cutting civil servants' jobs. What would you see happening to those people that are currently working in the civil service? That's my first question.
Yeah. By the way, we've already spoken to the permanent secretaries and department heads, and we've expressed to them what our job is, what tasks we've been given, and I would say that our job is simply to make a recommendation for the best government Bermuda can have. Now, it's got to be a government that fits the needs of the people, that provides the services that should be provided by government. It's got to be a government we can afford. And right now we have a government that is producing a deficit given the income. But we don't have any set ideas about the size of government. But I will tell you that certainly change is going to be required. We just don't know what that change is, and we don't want to jump ahead of ourselves here.
And what's the difference between this review and the civil service? I think they had a civil service review not too long ago. What will you be doing different from that?
Well, I'm not sure we'll be doing anything that's specifically different. They're reviewing it, we're reviewing it, we're working together so that we don't overlap or have redundant efforts. But we have to do this. I mean, clearly our work has to involve the civil service. I mean, they have to be part of this process. And so we'll be working very closely with them.
And my last question is, are you saying that the governments before, I see Dame Jennifer here, are you saying that they were incompetent or inefficient if you're at a stage now where you need to review?
No, I don't think there's no judgment here. I think we recognize that some change is required. It's going to require all of us to work together to do it. And this is a long-term developing problem, and it'll take some time to change.
But you have 6 months to...
We have 6 months to make a recommendation. The actual implementation, I think, will take some time.
Can I pose a question to Dame Jennifer? What made you agree to be on the commission?
Thank you. In answering that, can I also answer something else by Ms. Ferbert, which is that most governments would review the civil service every 5 years. That was the first recommendation we had when we had one in 1999. And it is because of my interest in an efficient and effective government, that means the civil service and the public service, that I agreed to do this. And this is community service. I think that, if you're not part of the solution, then you can't complain about the problem. And so we are all, everyone here, giving our time freely. I want to make the point that whenever I have traveled to other countries, particularly when I was premier, other countries were very envious of Bermuda's public-private partnership. And that's what you see again today. The private sector coming to help the public sector because all of us are affected. And I think, again, that is something for us to be extremely proud of. It doesn't exist everywhere. And Bermuda has the benefit of great minds and great people when we have a problem like this. The difference between this particular commission and the other reports that have been done is that this one is being done publicly. All of the other reports have been done in-house. And the only reason that we will be able to meet the deadline is because we will build on all of the work that has been done to date. and review all of that work, and hopefully, together with whatever else comes into us, be able to present something that is 21st century and ready for now. But there has been a lot of work done, except that the public are not aware of it. The public will be aware of all of the work of this commission, and it is our hope that the public will support the recommendations, because that would give any government the impetus it needs to carry them out.
Do you sort of wish then that your government, which obviously you were a part of, do you wish that they had done something more like this, something more public? And
No, because everything is relevant to its time. When we held our review in 1999, it was the first such review to be held in 20 years. That was enough of a shock.
yeah.
The Finance Minister, Mr. Richards, on several occasions has stated that the reason that Bermuda is in the situation that it is in today, it's directly related to the way that the PLP governed the country in the last 14 years. Hence, we are at this stage now where we have a SAGE commission, because I've listened to him on, in the House. I've read his press releases, and he's often said that we are in the situation that we're in because of the way that the country was governed under the PLP. Hence, we're having the SAGE commission. I actually listened to him during the debate in the House when he presented this, and that's, is what he has said. Can you comment on that?
This is a non-political group. We have a cross-section of Bermuda. We're here to find a solution. That's our job. Our job is to make a recommendation.
So you're finding a solution
for Bermuda. We're finding a solution for Bermuda.
Well,
And we need everyone's help. And we really, we regardless of your political position, your status in life, we want to hear everybody's idea, because through that process we're going to get, we're going to get a good result.
So are you specifically talking about the debt that Bermuda is in? You say a solution for Bermuda.
Well, we have a deficit and a large debt. That's unsustainable. So our task is to provide a way forward for Bermuda to reduce the deficit and have a government that's the best government in the world. And why can't we have the best government in the world? We're an amazing people, very sophisticated. As Dame Jennifer said, a great partnership, public and private, and that should be what our goal is. Why should we settle for anything less than that?
So when you talk about the best government, because it's my issue, you're talking about the best government, and this is being done by the OBA government.
Okay,
So-
can I
yeah,
just step in
explain
for that?
that to
Big G, small g,
Mhm.
the OBA government, big G. We're talking about the best government, small g. That is the actual people who run the services that service the people. That is the civil service and the public service. That is the government we're looking at.
And the emphasis is on service. I mean, there's no criticism of those who work in the government here. They're wonderful people who dedicate their lives to public service. We just want them to be the best and most effective and have the best tools. Yes.
Reviewing the way the Bermuda government works, the Bermuda government is a vast organization. It's like a tremendous amount of work. How many people do you have working on this?
Well, we have set up a committee structure. Each committee will have possibly 6 or 7 people on it. So we will have close to 40 people working between the commission and the committees, the committee chairs, close to 40 people working on this. It's a big job. We have a short amount of time to do it, and we'll be using all the work that's come before. A lot of good work has come before. We're optimistic that we can get it done, but it's a big job.
And everybody's a volunteer.
And everybody's a volunteer. And we've gotten some great support from the government and from the private sector, donating funds or donating time. It's been very gratifying to see the response that we've had to date from the public.
What are the funds being used for?
Well, some of it's administrative. I mentioned the awards program. That's coming from the private sector. We may we may have to get expertise from outside. So we'll have to rent halls to have meetings, things like that.
And you do intend to have an office staff? A staff?
Well, there's some government services, but we've got volunteers who will be helping us.
Are you looking for more volunteers? People that might want to be a part of it?
We could always use help. We could always use help. Anybody who has an idea is very welcome, but we could use all the help we can get.